We do have a functional shower that we don't use.
We've made so many great, rich friendships on the road. And then another feature that we've recently added is this 12-volt AC.
And eventually got fed up and decided to fiberglass the whole vehicle. In the words of Terrence McKenna, nature loves courage. Hey, I'm John Luke.
And I'm Jackie.
Welcome to our tiny home tour.
No.
So we paid $9,000 for the RV and spent about $15,000 in the renovations. So all in, we've got $24,000 in this thing. So we've been on the road for 1.5 years now, and one of our favorite things about living on the road so far has been the community, the freedom, and just the ability to live on our own terms.
So I was born in Missouri and Jackie was born in New York. We met up in Florida, fell in love and got married and moved to North Carolina. So before living full-time in Eustis back there, Jackie and I lived in a townhome in North Carolina. I was actually fueling private jets at an airport, and Jackie was doing skincare, makeup on different sets, as well as doing counter work at different department stores. And we just didn't see each other that much. We only saw each other in the evenings and were extremely exhausted, and so we really wanted to find a way to spend more time together.
So while working these jobs and never being able to see each other, we realized that we didn't like somebody else dictating our schedules and dictating what we were going to do for that week. We had already been interested in this lifestyle even before getting married, so it just made sense to buy the RV. So I feel like the RV really chose us. I'll never forget John Luke scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and he finds this RV. I think we didn't really have very high hopes, so we went in with the intentions of just checking it out.
This right here, you can see, this is fiberglass. True.
Ended up working out really well. We fell in love with our rig. I think it just felt right. I mean, what did we just do?
We just agreed to buy this.
Shit. No, I'm excited. We kind of had like a checklist of things that we knew we needed. And for us, that was solar to be able to be off-grid, an oven, and a bathroom.
We also wanted to make sure that the vehicle was extremely reliable, and that's why we went with the Toyota and spent an exorbitant amount of time making sure it was ready for the road. It's a 93, so it did have a lot of general maintenance that we needed to do before hitting the road. That included brakes, calipers, suspension we completely redid, threw in airbags. Another thing about these motorhomes is they typically have seams, so we went ahead and fiberglassed them shut because we had tons of water damage in there. We had to rip out most of the kitchen, stuff in the overhead cab, above the door. It's just a pain.
And because it is a 90s vehicle, everything was still in the 90s, so we removed tons of fabric and carpets and just customized it more to our taste and style.
I would say what pushed us through that process more than anything was knowing that there was a better life on the other side of all of those challenges. And we were so stubborn and so fed up with the life we were living, it just pushed us through.
So we poured our blood, sweat, and tears to making this our full-time home. So let's go inside and see what it looks like.
Welcome to the kitchen. Arguably the most important space in a tiny home build, and we knew that going in, and we wanted to make sure it was as functional as possible. That being, we wanted to have an oven, a 3-burner stove so we could bake cookies. We also wanted to make sure we had enough storage for all our food, so we have plenty of room for that. Having a double sink was huge as well. Plenty of room to wash dishes. Another big key ingredient is a big fridge to make sure we had enough space for all of the cold food we wanted to cook with. Over here we have our dry goods storage. We keep our oats and rice and different things such as that. That was originally the vent for the propane fridge, but considering we swapped that out for a fully electric fridge, it allowed us to build a shelf in here, and that was really fun. We were able to build that while we were at a cabinet shop and had all of the tools available to us. You'll see our aesthetic scattered amongst the whole vehicle, but some of that being thrifted stuff. We got this spice rack at a thrift store down in Asheboro, North Carolina. Absolutely love it. One of the cutest things we have in here. You'll see Jackie's pottery scattered everywhere in here. You can see some of it here and hanging up here. Functional space, we absolutely love it. There's nothing I would change. We built it exactly how we wanted and couldn't be more happy with it.
Okay, welcome to our living room. For us, hosting and having a place for a community is so important. So we actually designed more of like a communal seating where we can have conversations. So here we have our jackknife sofa that actually pulls out and works for a guest bed. So we can host. And then here we have our sectional seating, which used to be a dinette, but we have renovated it so that we can have more walkway. Above is where we have our clothes, Jean-Luc's side, and then this is my side. Another one of our favorite features about this area is that it's where we watch TV, it's where we lounge. So we have a projector that we install, and we have this giant window that also functions as a TV when we drop this curtain. It serves as our projector screen. And then another feature that we've recently added is this 12-volt AC, which has been a game changer for us. It allows us to keep this entire rig cool, especially having a dog. We can leave and know that she is in great temperature. So it just gives us a peace of mind.
Welcome to the bathroom. This was also a must-have for us in our build, and having that separation of space between your living and restroom was also really important to us. We have a hanging closet with a mirror to our right. That way we can hang our jackets and such. And to my left, we do have a functional shower that we don't use. It's primarily storage. We do shower outside in a tent with the Nemo pump solar shower. Absolutely love that thing. One of the biggest upgrades we've recently done to this RV is having a composting toilet versus a black water tank. We don't have to dump anymore, and allows us to stay off grid even longer. Super stoked on that. Again, you'll see Jackie's pottery scattered everywhere. We have all these pots here with greenery. We love to take care of plants. And yeah, and up here we keep all of our toiletries, and we do have a mirror there too.
So welcome to our bedroom. We actually sleep above the cab where we drive. And I actually love that because it's given us a lot more living space. Our bed is a full XL, and I also just love this area because it's like our library as well. You'll see there's lots of books everywhere. We found this fabric at a thrift store and decided to make curtains with it. I love the aesthetic, and it's just great because it separates us from one another. It just gives us time to feel like we're in a completely different space. We have a fan above our bed, which is really nice for staying cool at night. One of my favorite features about the bedroom is these wraparound windows. I love it so much for stargazing at night. It's like I can go to sleep looking at the moon, or just wake up and have my coffee and just be staring outside. It just makes me feel like I'm in nature.
Now we're on the exterior of our Toyota motorhome, and this Toyota is awesome, super reliable, and that was really important to us when we were purchasing a vehicle, is we did not want to have to think about maintenance issues. Now, that being said, before we hit the road, we did do a lot of preventative maintenance. We replaced all of the suspension, new brakes, tons of tune-up stuff. Traditionally, these Toyota motorhomes come with seams, which love to leak, and I fought them for at least 6 months and eventually got fed up and decided to fiberglass the whole vehicle shut. Now it's completely sealed. There's not been any leaks. It's probably the best decision we made when it comes to doing anything special to this thing. Also, in the back, we have our 2 acoustic bikes along with a storage container for our tools and miscellaneous objects like that. On the roof, we have 600 watts of solar that go down into 400 amp hours of lithium battle-borne batteries. And that's a fully integrated Victron system, which has been a game changer. Again, love our Toyota motorhome. This thing takes us all over. We've been back and forth between the East Coast and the West Coast multiple times with no issues, and wouldn't be traveling in anything else. So for work, I film for Tiny Home Tours. I also produce some films over there, and all I need to do that is a laptop, an internet connection, and a camera.
And I do pottery on the road, and I have a little travel wheel that allows me to throw pottery anywhere we go. But for the most part, I have to outsource pottery studios so I can use their kiln and make mini pieces to sell at events. I would say one of my best parts about living this lifestyle is the fact that I can live this lifestyle and still do pottery, so I love that.
So I'm sure if you haven't noticed yet, Instagram and all the social medias are full of a certain aesthetic of this lifestyle. And I would argue that only 30% of it really looks like that. Our life is quite normal. The 70% of the time we're working and Jackie's doing pottery and we're living a normal life. But in contrast to our previous life where 95% of it was extremely boring, I would say we're living a pretty great life.
One of our favorite things to do is hang out with friends, share conversations over a fire. I think that this lifestyle requires you to be a lot more conscious with your time with others because you just never know when you're going to run into someone again.
My neighbors change every other day. And so we're being really, really, really good about the time we spend with them and trying to take in as much as possible because you don't know when you're going to see them.
We've made so many great, rich friendships on the road because we spend so much quality time with people. And so there's a lot more conversation and time and doing activities together, so I feel like you pretty much form that bond a lot quicker.
So I remember a year ago I was running here in Phil's Trailhead and I had been doing my normal run and I got to a certain point and realized that everything that we had dreamed of, all the goals we had set, all the aspirations we had met them all. We were living our dream and I remember just stopping and weeping because I was so thankful. I never really thought that this life could be achieved and we had achieved it. Fast forward a whole nother year, we're back here at Phil's Trailhead and I'm doing the same run and life has only gotten better. So there's this guy who lives in Moab and he writes books. A really cool dude named Marlo, and he has this quote, "If traveling doesn't change you, you're just sightseeing." And that's exactly what makes this lifestyle so special, is that the road changes you and forces you to grow exponentially in life.
This lifestyle has taught me so much about myself. It's taught me to just become softer, to be resilient, and I would say it's taught me to value time. People and experiences come and go, so it's taught me to be a lot more present and take advantage of time with people.
So in our 1 month trial on the road, I met a nomad who extended an opportunity that completely changed my life. And it's now become my dream to extend that same opportunity to others who are hungry and craving for a better, more fulfilling life.
This has changed our life because we were able to actually build our future instead of just letting life pass us by.
So originally the American dream was about having freedom. And that's all we want to get back to, is living the life that we want to live. And that's what we're going to do with our future. No matter what it looks like, that's what this lifestyle has taught us, is that we can take our future and create our own outcomes. In the words of Terrence McKenna, nature loves courage. So whatever you're going to do it boldly, jump out there and chase after your dreams.
Thanks so much for watching. If you want to continue following along on our journey, you can find us at John, Luke, and Jackie on all social media platforms. And if you want to check out some pottery, it's at Pots by Jackie on Instagram.
See you down the road.
Bye, guys.
Do you want to fuel an airplane? Come on, let's grab a fuel truck. It is so much fun. There's so many planes, and everyone's annoying. I can't stand it anymore.